This will hold us over. The weather is currently 35 degrees out and sunny. We're about to go hit up an open water swim and then run/hike to heat acclimatize ourselves, because on Saturday, which is our race, it's gonna be like a 3-hour day and it's gonna be 30 degrees. So we need to get ourselves used to the heat so that come race day, we're not completely blindsided and dead from the heat. This week is awesome because I am off for the next 4 days and Spencer's off for what, 7?
Yeah, got a week off.
Yeah, like a full week. So we got really lucky and it's perfect because we'll both be getting some hopefully good quality sleeps before going into the race. I just came off 2 night shifts. And so I'm really glad that I'm not on any more night shifts closer to the race because that can definitely mess up. So making sure you're getting good quality sleep before race day, super important. And stay hydrated, which is why we have this giant water bottle. I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned over the past couple years of racing is not just hydrate, but keep up with your electrolytes. So we've been getting these little electrolyte packages that we've been adding to our water occasionally just to make sure we're topping up our stores, especially after a long-ish and hot day of training, which is what we're doing now.
Well, I gotta say I hate open water swimming. I feel like it's starting back in the pool all over again. And it's one of those things, I just listened to a podcast where they're saying how you need to just open water swim more. It's different than the pool. It's different than, you know, playing with your tech paddles and your toys. Once you put on that wetsuit, it changes the whole game. So going once a week, for me to be competitive in triathlon, open water swimming once a week is just not enough. So I gotta come more. So it's going through those growing pains again. And even before, I only swam once a week open water if I was lucky. So now I'm gonna try for 2. And that means I just gotta wear my wetsuit more. I just feel like I'm not adapted to it yet. This is me complaining. Now it's time for us to go and run, get used to this heat. All right, so this Saturday, it's calling for 30 degrees. That's why we're outside right now. Yes, we're not directly out in the sun, but it's still hot. And it's super important to get your body acclimated to the heat. Especially during the summertime, I think a lot of us like to get comfortable and train inside and, you know, stay on the treadmill and the fans going and all that stuff. So another thing too is staying hydrated, staying on top of your salt, sodium, electrolyte intake. So I think on Saturday I'm gonna wear my water bottle pack just so I have it on me, or I might just carry it, one of the two. I just think it's super important to be prepared for a worst case scenario. If you find that you're starting to bonk, this is a longer distance. It's going to be 15K, and we're gonna be running pretty close to the peak temperature of the day. So it's just important to be prepared. So just to add the heat training, the biggest thing is that you don't want to go out and try to crush a workout while you're doing heat training. Reason behind that, and depending on what your schedule looks like we have a race this weekend, like I don't want to build fatigue, right? So if you go out and your heart rate is redlining and you're trying to quote unquote heat adapt, that's not the way to do it. It's super unsafe that way. and your fatigue is only gonna get doubled because your body's trying to adapt to the weather, and then your heart rate's also just through the roof. So the combination of those are gonna put you over the edge. So staying low zone 2 is pretty ideal. Walk the hills, right? If you find that your heart rate's starting to rise back up, start to walk, right? And then over time, your body's gonna start to adapt to it. And then same with the following day. If it's a hot day, go for a hike, right? You use the hike as another form of heat acclimation. So just getting outside in general, low heart rate, and focus on doing your harder workouts inside, where you are going to be, you know, running at threshold or above that zone 3 heart rate. And yeah, save the hard workouts for inside and do your super chill stuff outside on the hot days. I hope that helps, guys.
Okay guys, very exciting news. So as most of you guys know, I do not have a gravel bike like the rest of them.
What do you mean them?
I mean you and Chris and John and everybody else who always goes gravel biking without me. And ever since my mom got a gravel bike, I have been sad that I didn't get a gravel bike. Spencer found a gravel bike on, where'd you find it? Kijiji. And it is my size and it is a great deal. We got it. It's super nice and I'll show you in the sun, but we have secured the new bike.
All right, so we are in Mississauga and we're just picking up a bike rack right now. We just picked up ERIN'S new bike. She got the Specialized Diverge 2019 Carbon. Hell of a deal. The guy only rode the bike twice. And we're just now waiting to pick up a Thule bike rack. So killing two birds, one stone. Pumped about this. And while we're waiting, she's now just riding the bike. And I'm curious to see how much she likes it. All right, we're finally out on the gravel bikes. ERIN is getting her first little taste.
Hey guys, we are halfway through. It's been 22 kilometers and we are pumped.
On the rail trail.
We are on the rail trail. I have never been this far on the rail trail because I've only ever run the rail trail. I have never biked the rail trail. Yay!
TTL Nash.
TTL Nash!
Great job on the kit, guys. All right, question world. How do you like to taper for a race? So we're 2 days out from Rose City, Welland long course. It's on Saturday, so 2 days out. But we're just doing a chill gravel bike ride. Just a chill taper, nothing too crazy. It might be about an hour and a half, 2 hours. But I'm just curious, how do you guys like to taper for a race? Do you do nothing and just chill? Or do you do a couple rides and runs and swims? Let me know. Comments below.
In other news, we just signed up for Mont-Tremblant Ironman 70.3 for next summer. It's crazy to me that we haven't even really started this year's race season, yet we're already planning for next year, but that's just how it works in triathlon. The pre-sale just opened and these events can be pretty expensive and sell out quickly, so we jumped on the opportunity. And Chris is going to be joining us, and we're going to do a little road trip out to Quebec and do that next summer. Yeah. So that's something to look forward to. I've been wanting to do Mont Tremblant for like 2 years now, so it's nice that it's finally going to happen. But this race season, we need to focus on this race season first, I guess, before we get too ahead of ourselves. Yeah, I was saying tomorrow's like our first real longer race of the season, so I'm getting a little bit jittery, I wouldn't say nervous, but just like excited.
Oh, I'm nervous for sure. 100%.
Like nervous and excited because, especially with the heat and with this being our first longer race of the season, it's going to be interesting just to see like how our bodies have adapted to the training that we've been doing and all of that. So being nervous is normal, especially if you're new to the sport. Even if you're not new to the sport, I am probably going to get nervous always before the race. So being nervous is a good thing. I feel like over the years I've learned to embrace nervousness as a good feeling instead of not a good feeling. The way somebody phrased it to me one time, saying if you're nervous, it means you are excited and you actually care, and if you weren't nervous, then you just wouldn't care. So it just means that we care, and that works right there. So yeah, anything to add as you eat your, what are you eating?
Tomorrow's race day, baby. By the way, it's a bacon and egg sandwich. My
Bacon
favorite.
and egg sandwich.
With cheese.